What the fuck was it? Oh, Jesus. I gotta scroll. Nixon, McNamara, Trump, McCarthy, Lindsey Graham, JFK. What, none of you motherfuckers got the notification bell? Morning, Chris. What's new? How you doing, Dante? Why do I have this playing on my phone? Thanks for streaming, bro. Of course. Of course. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're doing some research for for tonight's rabbit hole. So tonight's episode on Rabbit Hole. There we go. That'll do. Tonight's episode for Rabbit Hole is going to be about like idiots in American history on the topic of like Pete Hegseth, right? So just like people who have done dumbass shit in American politics, because I want people to understand that like idiots exist. Luigi, shush. My groceries are about to be delivered. Oh, I'm talking figuratively and literally, bossy. Dude, some people are so fucking stupid. But yeah, we got Robert McNamara. I want to pull up McNamara's morons, though. McNamara's morons refers to the derogatory nickname given to the recruits of Project 100,000, a controversial program initiated by Robert McNamara, the U.S. Secretary of Defense during the Vietnam War. This is why I want to compare them. Pete Hegseth, Robert McNamara, which lowered the standards for military enlistment to fill the ranks. This program, implemented in 1966, aimed to address the manpower shortage in the military during the Vietnam War by lowering the requirements for enlistment. William Westmoreland, that's the guy who's responsible for killing my father. Like, IRL. Fuck William Westmoreland. Commander in Vietnam who viewed it as a disaster. The recruits, who were deemed substandard, were nicknamed McNamara's morons. This This program led to a significant increase in the number of recruits, but many of these recruits were sent to Vietnam where they faced a higher death rate other than American forces. It was phased out by March 1971 as part of a wider effort. I think my dad might have been part of McNamara's morons. Luigi, come here. Come here, Luigi. Fucking dog. She's barking at the other dogs. Yeah, I think my dad was in this because my dad joined in 68. No, he joined in 67. That's crazy. Also, don't mind the low energy. I gotta have more coffee. I just woke up. Just woke up. Let's go live on TikTok as well. Hello, fellow dirt eaters. Oh, is this too zoomed in? It might be. Or no. Why does it go to from 125 to 150? Why can't I hit like 130 or some shit? You know? You know what I'm saying? Your family fought in World War I and II. Stay away from Nam, and then your dad fought in Desert Storm. Yeah, I had family members in 1 and 2. My dad fought in Nam. Another family member fought in Korea. I think our family skipped Desert Storm. Oh, we have family in Iraq and Afghanistan. This a morning announcement type beat? What? No. I'm doing research for tonight's rabbit hole into history. Tonight's rabbit hole is going to be about idiots in U.S. politics on the topic of Pete Hegseth and this leaked group chat. So I was thinking we talk about another dipshit Secretary of Defense, Robert McNamara. You know, famously deployed McNamara's morons. 100,000 soldiers of low IQ were sent to Vietnam. They had like 3 times the death rate. They committed friendly fire more often. You know, thought it'd be a good video. Oh. Damn, dude, can't get away from war, it seems like. Yeah, well, me and my brother didn't go to war, so my dad was happy about that. I mean, yet. How's your day going? My day's going good. Very good. Who else? Now, I love JFK, but you can't talk about dumb shit without JFK. JFK was smuggling in a bunch of women into the White House. JFK, You go live every morning? I try to. Arvad. Yeah, Inga Arvad. November 1941, while John F. Kennedy served as an ensign to the U.S. Navy's Office of Naval Intelligence, he and Arvad began a romantic relationship. The FBI was already following Arvad because she was a resident alien. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover expressed concerns that she was a German spy given her contact with Adolf Hitler. When the FBI discovered that the Ensign Jack who had been visiting Arvad was, in fact, John F. Kennedy, they extended their investigation through wiretaps. No evidence was found to show Arvad, who was still married to Paul Fejos, was guilty of, quote, any wrongdoing. However, that did not deter Hoover's FBI from using listening devices when Arvad and Kennedy were together. Danish-American journalist. She was a guest at Hitler's Summer Olympics. Now, when they say guest, what they mean is that she was his date, right? It means that she was his date. The juxtaposition of these facts led to suspicions during World War II that she was a Nazi spy. Secret U.S. investigations uncovered no such evidence, and her past did not harm her professional life or social standing. I think JFK brought Elvis in. What up, Millette? What's your view on the education in the U.S.? Also, New York City is writing a debate/essay on it. Oh, I didn't know that. But no, the education in the United States is horrendous. Some of the worst education in the world. And that's not to say that you toss out the baby with the bathwater. And what do I mean by that? I mean, the Department of Education clearly has a problem, but you don't get rid of the Department of Education. You know, if you're giving your baby a bath and the water's dirty, you take the baby out of the bath and drain it and then put the baby back in, right? You don't fucking throw the baby out with the bathwater and get a new baby. That's not how you do it, you know? I know that's a shitty analogy, but that's how I compare it. I was with our doctor friend. Google Trump cutting hundreds of millions for university, hospital, medical research. Sure, I'm not doing news right now. I'm trying to prep the research for Rabbit Hole. All right, what do we got? Universities reeling from Trump cuts, fear for a lost generation of scientists. Some conservative lawmakers are quietly urging the president to restore research funding as cuts threaten academic institutions in their state. Yeah, well, I mean, Trump is like anti-science. He doesn't even fucking believe in germ theory. Donald Trump says that he doesn't believe in exercise because your body has a finite amount of energy like a fucking battery, and if you exercise, you, like, drain it. He said that. He said that. What? Bro, what? You say to join in the YouTube video. You can't find the member button. Brother, it says join. That it's like you join the cult. Come join the cult. You click join. It doesn't say become a member. Hi, Mr. Bean. Would Trump be a dictator if he could? He already is. You figured it out. You're not headed into a dictatorship. You live in a dictatorship. It has already happened. Nobody was paying attention. Drastic cuts to federal science programs are draining millions of dollars in research funding from universities in Republican-dominated states, testing the support of conservative lawmakers for President Donald Trump's chaotic reshaping of the U.S. government. The administration's downsizing effort, led by the Fuhrer, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, has resulted in thousands of federal employees being fired and the cancellation of billions of dollars in grants at agencies that support research on climate science, public health, and other fields. Remarkable. Remarkable. Digging up more dirt on Hegseth seems useless now when you see dirt now happening. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. It's like when it comes to the Trump regime, you don't need to dig up dirt. You don't need to lie. You don't need to go into these people's past and make them look bad. They just make themselves look bad every single fucking day. Every single day. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. And Trump cutting those hundreds of millions of dollars from university research centers, it's destroying the next generation of scientists. We're going to be we're going to be so far behind the rest of the fucking world, dude. This is like when the Germans got rid of, what did they call it? I forgot the name of it, but they didn't believe in Jewish science, right? So any scientists that were Jewish, they wouldn't fucking, like Einstein, there's a reason why Einstein fled Germany. They wouldn't fucking use their science. And it's like, are you an idiot? Do you think like math has a religion? Do you think like numbers are praising God? It's science. It's science. What? And this is we're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're so fucking 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 cooked. 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 We're so fucking cooked. 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 So fucking cooked. 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 So fucking cooked. 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 Oh, it's bad. It's so bad. We're doomed. And then you got the fucking executive order he signed yesterday to put back up all those Confederate statues that we took down, to start limiting, like you can't put, for example, part of this order, and I'll bring it up for you real quick just so we can cover it live. Part of this executive order that he signed, the Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History executive order, says that if there's like a monument or, a piece of art in the Smithsonian, for example, that is, let's say, a statue of a freed slave breaking out of the chains, right? And the plaque says this statue is to commemorate, it is in honor of the hundreds of slaves that Thomas Jefferson had, right? That's a fact. Thomas Jefferson had slaves, right? I don't know if they were fucking freed. That's not my point. But because that fact paints Thomas Jefferson in a disparaging light, and he is like a valued member of the American lore, right? According to this new executive order, you got to remove that fucking plaque. You cannot disparage any part of American history or American leaders. And I'll pull it up for you. I know that it sounds so insane that you won't fucking believe me. I have no, this is not speculation at all. I have the exact paperwork from the White House. If you're curious to see the screen, you come over to the YouTube, and, that's where you see the fucking screen. Unfucking believable. Democrat Party is cooked. It is cooked. You still have TDS. Trump lives Trump lives rent-free in your mind 24/7. Yeah, dude, I'm a political commentator, and he's the president of the nation I live in. Yeah, makes sense. Also, you clearly don't watch most of my content. I just made a whole fucking, what was it? There was like a 10-minute long... There's only 3 segments in Valentiverse, and one of them is literally about how the Democrat Party is fucking dog shit, so... Don't come here thinking I'm some fucking liberal. Came here to TikTok to see what you're seeing? All right, I'll show you. All you got to do is go to the White House website. Okay? Here's the White House website. Whitehouse.gov. See? I ain't fucking with you. Whitehouse.gov. Executive actions. Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History. This was signed 2 days ago. Now, there's the whole thing, which is very long, and then there's the important parts of it, like a whole bunch of bullshit here, a whole bunch of bullshit, and then this is where you get to, like, the meat and potatoes, right? So, let's see. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Here. Prohibit expenditure on exhibits or programs that degrade shared American values, divide Americans based on race, or promote programs or ideologies inconsistent with federal law and policy. So let's just break that down. Let's try to break that down. Prohibit expenditure, so prevent spending on exhibits or programs on art, because this whole thing is about like monuments and museums, so it's on like art pieces and history, right? So prevent spending on art that degrades shared American values. Well, right now, Donald Trump claims that if you're a fucking registered Democrat, you shared American values, right? I don't know what shared American values are, but regardless, divide Americans based on race. So what does that mean? How are you going to prevent spending money on art that divides Americans based on race? How are you going to be able to make any art pieces or historical pieces or museum pieces that talk about, I don't know, the 400 fucking year-long transatlantic slave trade, or the genocide that we committed on the Native Americans, or, I don't know, the Tuskegee Airmen, Harlem Hellfighters, the 688, segregated units, blacks who fought for the Union in the Civil War? That is all divided based on race, right? And then this part, or promote programs or ideologies inconsistent with federal law and policy. So that means promoting any sort of ideology that has to do with DEI, right? What is DEI? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. So what could be an example of DEI in the past before it was used as a buzzword? I don't know, something like mixed units. And during the Vietnam War, the history of like finally allowing blacks and whites to fight shoulder to shoulder. Now, let's keep reading. You sound exactly like a Democrat. I'm a registered Democrat. I ain't no liberal, though. All right. Celebrate the achievements of women in the American Women's History Museum. Nice. That sounds great. And do not recognize men as women in any respect in the museum. So that is the important part. You put that on the top. That's what you're doing. Celebrate the achievements of women in the American Women's History Museum is what the fucking museum is about. It's called the American Women's History Museum. No shit. We're already celebrating the achievements of women in there. There's no, like, it's so strange. It's like, why are you patting me on the head before you punch me in the stomach? You know what I'm saying? Next. The DOMB and the Sec of the Interior shall take any other measures within their authority to promote the policy of this order. Whatever. What else do we got here? Yeah, advancing the policy of this order. Here, now we got more meat and potatoes. Restoring Independence Hall. The Secretary of the Interior shall provide sufficient funding, as available, to improve the infrastructure of Independence National Historical Park, which shall be complete by July 4th, 2026, the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. I have no problems with this. See, by the way, MAGA, see how I'm capable of accepting some things that I have no problem with? That's because I'm not in a cult, such as yourselves, who cannot criticize one thing Donald Trump has ever done. But no problems there. Now, this is the real meat and potatoes. This one here, all right? Determine whether... Really pay attention to this one. Listen, pay attention. Determine whether since January 1st, 2020, public monuments, memorials, statues, markers, or similar properties within the Department of Interior's jurisdiction have been removed or changed to perpetuate a false reconstruction of American history. Now, when you think of statues and monuments that have been removed since January of 2020, what monuments are you thinking of? I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to let you come to your own conclusions. When you think of the monuments, memorials, statues, or anything that's been torn down in this nation since January 1st of 2020, which ones are you thinking of? Think. There you go, Ragnar. TikTok's already getting it. But they're talking about Civil War statues that praise Confederate generals, okay? So this right here, this next part says, take action to reinstate those pre-existing monuments, memorials, statues, and markers. And don't say I'm like some libtard that's crying. I'm on the whitehouse.gov. I'm showing you. This is Donald Trump's executive order, the actual black and white text. Reinstate these pre-existing monuments, memorials, statues, markers, or similar properties as appropriate and consistent. So now your tax dollars are going to go to be putting up monuments, statues, memorials of literal traitors to the United States. Literal traitors to your nation. It's remarkable. It's unbelievable. I've never seen a society degress. Has there been any reasonable statues taken down at least? I don't know what you mean. We took down statues of, like, Confederate generals like Robert E. Lee, who were literal traitors to our nation. It's our history, moron. Yeah, we could study our history. Do you think Germany has fucking statues of Hitler? Studying your history is fine. Praising traitors is not. Unbelievable. Okay, now here's what I was saying about Jefferson. Ready? Ready for this one? Comparing Robert E. Lee to Hitler's idiotic? I'm not comparing Robert E. Lee to Hitler. I'm saying that when you have traitors to your nation, you don't put up statues that praise them. You can learn about them in museums and stuff, but you don't have a fucking statue of Robert E. Lee in the middle of the town center. That's fucking crazy. He was a traitor. Why do you want to have a statue of a traitor? It doesn't make sense to me. He was a Union soldier before the Civil War. I don't give a fuck what he did before the Civil War. He was the leader of the fucking Confederates. Are you unironically on the side of the Confederacy? Is that what you're saying right now? We're fucking cooked. The point is, you don't know your history. Dude, I literally have a degree in history with a minor in political science. I know more about history on my pinky toe than you have coursing through your veins. Oh my God. Okay, whatever. I don't know why I give you attention. That's so fucking stupid of me. It's pathetic of me, even. Here's the meat and potatoes. Take action as appropriate and consistent with applicable law to ensure that all public monuments, memorials, statues, markers, or similar properties within the Department of the Interior's jurisdiction. I have to burp. Excuse me. Oh. And then the Department of Interior's jurisdiction do not contain... Here's the meat and potatoes. Pay attention again. Shut up and listen and read. You ready? All public monuments, memorials, statues, markers, or similar properties within the DOI jurisdiction do not contain descriptions, depictions, or other content that inappropriately disparage Americans past or living, including persons living in colonial times. So we'll stop there. Oh, this is why I'm tweaking. This is why me, the history guy, is fucking tweaking. From now on, monuments, memorials, statues, and markers cannot contain descriptions, depictions, or other content that inappropriately disparage Americans past or living. That's why I said earlier, say there's a plaque that says, this is in honor of the many slaves that Thomas Jefferson owned in their memory. Well, that is a description that disparages an American in the past, and that is now illegal. That's illegal. Illegal. And instead, focus on the greatness of the achievements and progress of the American people, or with respect to natural features, the beauty, abundance of the American landscape. So, instead of real history, learning the good and the bad, and learning from the mistakes of the past so that your society can improve, it is just illegal to make any sort of art in these museums and national parks that talk about America's dark past. And instead, you can only, direct quote, instead focus on the greatness of the achievements and progress of the American people. This is fascism. This is exactly what the Nazis did in Germany. Precisely. This is why they destroyed the education system in Germany, so they could create the youth program, right? I'm gonna fucking crash out. I'm gonna crash out. So yeah, there's, I know we just went on a hard tangent, because that's not what I'm live for, but, say Nazi again, bro, dude, I literally am talking about the Nazis, like, from World War II. Why are you offended when I'm criticizing, like, the actual Nazis? I didn't even say that, like, try and compare them. We're talking about the actual ones. Why are you upset about this? Do you feel, like, offended by this? Because that's fucking crazy. No, Ragnar, that's not allowed. Even if you're on my side, I'm going to have to put you in the corner for, I don't know, 60 seconds. I'm putting you in the corner. No slurs. No slurs allowed. I'm putting you in the corner for 60 seconds, okay? Timeout. 60 seconds. Bang. See, nobody can say that I ain't fair. I'm fucking fair. No slurs in my chat. No slurs in my chat. I did not make the Luigi Swisher art. I have a guy who makes those. If you guys are curious, I'll ask him for his Instagram, and I'll link it so that you guys can get your own. People can't join from an iPhone. They can't become a member from an iPhone? Are you sure about that? You sure about that? You got to go on PC for membership. That's crazy. I thought there was a join button where it says like and comment. There should be something that says join. She right? That sucks. What do we do to help? Well, I'll tell you this. Something that costs you absolutely nothing is you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Costs you nothing, helps me immensely. Okay? If you do want to help the channel out financially, because this is actually real independent media, regardless of what the fucking right-wing propagandists like to spew on TikTok, I've never had a conversation with a billionaire. I've never had a conversation with a foreign government like Russia. Shout out Tim Pool. Never had a conversation with an advertiser. So if you do want to help out the channel, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can become a patron. Okay, becoming a patron helps a lot. Only costs $5. We also have a demagnification program. If you have a loved one that has like MAGA brain worms, I'll make a custom video, 5 minutes max, sort of like a cameo to help dismantle their, mental problem. You could also buy some of this dope-ass merch down below. You could also use the 40% off discount on Ground News to help you parse through the bullshit. And you can become a member to the channel for $5, which will give you early access to my YouTube videos. On top of that, you can always just donate cash. It's like a super chat, I think, or some shit. Fear-mongering for money! Fear-mongering for money! Fear-mongering for money! Keep giving me the engagement. Copy and paste it 10 more times. Boost my shit, brother. How's the Democrat Party going to survive without a House divided? And so can I stand. The Democrat Party is finished for the next 30 years. Thank you, Donald Trump. Mike, you're allowed to say what you want, but can you please just stop using slurs? Just stop using slurs. I know that everybody throws around the term libtard, but the end of that word is a slur, okay? And I know I say it, but I got to stop too. What's your thoughts on being burnt out in the media? Don't tell me about burnt out, bro. I'm fucking burnt out. I do this shit every goddamn day for a fucking living. You kidding? Are you kidding? Anyway, let's get back to our research, okay? back to our research. So we're thinking about famous dumb shit throughout American politics, you know, like McNamara's morons, JFK smuggling fucking women into the White House. I'm pretty sure JFK built like a secret entrance or some shit. Let's see. During JFK's presidency, a temporary shelter was established in the Treasury Building's basement, accessible via a small tunnel from the east wing of the White House for use during potential emergencies. Is that it? Is that really why it was there? Is that really why it was there, JFK? I do play Chivalry, too. Jacqueline Kennedy, along with her children Carolyn and John Jr., had a private secret visit to the White House with President Richard Nixon and the First Lady Patricia Nixon for a tour of the house. I don't give a fuck about that. All right. On December 14th, 1961, Elvis Presley met with President John F. Kennedy at the White House, and they discussed the military and Elvis's upcoming tour of duty. They probably got fucking stoned, too. It was to sling dick. Idiots in history, George W. Bush. Yeah, I mean, it's not just about them being idiots. I need moments, you know. Watch This Drive is just phenomenal. I'm sure everybody knows this. I'm sure everybody and their fucking mother knows this one. This is, dude, I never thought I would say I miss George W. Bush, but this makes me miss him.
I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you.
Come on. Let me log in. What the fuck? Come on. We good?
I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Boom. Straight down the middle.
Like, that's fucking hilarious. That's the type of shit that back in the day, massive news story. Like, George W. Bush is a careless leader. Says, watch this drive after just, like, remember when, like, Obama wearing a tan suit was a huge news story for Fox? They were like, Obama's tan suit. Big news story. Meanwhile, fucking, they're like, it's not a big deal that Pete Hegseth accidentally added it, or was it Mike Waltz? That Mike Waltz added into the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic and told them exactly what time the F-18s were going to drop bombs in Yemen. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Meanwhile, Obama in the tan suit. Uh-oh. Literally doing the least amount of research possible. Brother, I'm trying to make content for Americans. Americans are, guess what? Dumb as shit. Okay? So what I'm trying to do is dumb this down to like a 7th grade level and retain their attention. It's like a lawnmower, right? Every 15 seconds, you run risk of them moving on to the next video because the American attention span is so diminished. So you gotta keep fucking revving it. Boom! You gotta keep revving it with good shit every 15 to 30 seconds for 10 to 15 minutes. Trust me, I do this for a fucking living. Okay, I've been making content for 5 goddamn years. How are Americans dumb? We have the worst education rate out of every single first world OECD nation on planet Earth. We are the least educated first world nation on the planet. Americans are very goofy. I'm American. This audience isn't dumb. Yeah, guys, just so you understand, if you are here in the YouTube chat and you're not a hater, you are already far, you are not the average American. And I'm not complimenting you or insulting you. The average American is like tuning into fucking Fox News or MSNBC, okay? And just consuming whatever the propaganda legacy media feeds them with a fucking silver spoon. The fact that you are here means you are capable of critical thinking at all. City slickers like you have annoying voices. Well, how about this, Joey? How about for the next 5 minutes, I'll put on this beautiful little voice for you. Does that make you feel better, son? I can do that for you. Is that better? I'm from Europe, and I agree. The rest of the world sees the United States as a joke. Exactly. And it's something that Americans just simply cannot fathom. You know, they don't understand. They just simply don't understand. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Tell me you're scared out of your skin? Oh, I'm scared out of my skin, son. I'm shaking in my boots. Shaking in my boots, son. Shaking. Shiver me tell. There's a snake in my boot. There's a snake in my boot. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. 100 New Yorkers versus 100 Southerners. It's no contest. We already 1-0. It would be 2-0. I don't even know what the fuck you mean. I don't even know what you mean. In a fight? I don't know, man. The thing about New Yorkers is we fight dirty. The thing about Southerners is they're armed. So I don't know if... Because the thing is, there's no rules. If there were rules, we would break them as New Yorkers. And if we break the rules, they're whipping out the blick. So, I don't know. Making fun of people because you have nothing intelligent to say. Nice waste of a college degree. I'm sorry I triggered you, snowflake. Do you mean that the people who have been throwing out literal hard R's and the most vitriolic slurs and the most horrible shit about women for the past 4 years are suddenly crying and shitting their pants and then rolling in the shit because I'm calling you stupid? Sorry I pushed your little button, snowflake. Fucking cry about it. Go call up a therapist. Bitch and moan to them. Who gives a fuck? Why don't you spam report me until you get my fucking account banned? Go ahead. Precious little snowflake. Okay, let's keep thinking. So right now we've got McNamara and his morons. We've got JFK. We've got JFK and the women he smuggled in to the White House, including a potential German spy. Is she in any of the pictures? Is that them? That may be fucking fake. Yeah, that's fake. Oh my God, I'm not fucking paying. I'm not paying for your fucking news. Jesus Christ. Your account will just come back too. I love it. Yeah, dude, fucking other people. You guys get banned on TikTok, you file an appeal. I get banned on TikTok, I call up my lady and I go unban it. It takes 15 minutes. Chris, the USA doesn't have the worst education system in first world countries. Yes, it does. Indeed, it does. Let's see. Let's see. Just give me the ranking of education. Ranking of education by country. This is going to be every country in the world. I just want, like, let's see. Give me the actual fucking rank. Will this do? National Center for Education Statistics? Oh, there we go. OECD average. Education system. Where are we? We on? Oh, there we are. All right, so look at this. I'm just going to name some of the OECD nations that have a better education system than us. Singapore, Macau, Chinese Taipei, Hong Kong, Japan, Korea, Estonia, Switzerland, Canada, Netherlands, Ireland, Belgium, Denmark, the United Kingdom, Poland, Austria, Australia, Czech Republic, Slovenia, Finland, Latvia, Sweden, New Zealand, Lithuania, Germany, France, Spain, Hungary, Portugal, Italy, Vietnam, Norway, Malta. Then there's us, the United States. And then beneath us, we start to move into the Slovak Republic, Croatia, Iceland, Israel, Turkey, Ukraine, Serbia. We start moving down and down and down and down and down. You should look at the comments of your last live. Why? Why be cryptic? Just tell me what the fuck they're saying, dude. Don't make me do more work. Have a good one, Blake Feltham. I'm doing good. Thank you, Destroy Competition. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Russian spy in the CIA is a big fuck up. Yeah, but who's the idiot in charge for that? We've got... It all has to tie back to Hegseth, right? So we're going to start... I think we're going to start with... We're going to start with McCarthy. We're going to start with McCarthy, and it's going to be short, because I've already talked about McCarthy a lot. Belching is real classy. Yeah, it's also called burping. The fuck? Who calls it belching? You've been wrong before? Never in my life have I been incorrect. My mom and dad are big Trumpies, dude. They think he does no wrong. I'm truly fucked. Well, for you, on my Patreon, for those low price of $47, you can actually get your own demagnification program for your loved ones. All you got to do is fill out the PDF, give me your name, give me... the severity of the patient's illness, whether it's, one would be like, he's not the best leader, but at least he's a strong leader. And 10 would be like, QAnon wasn't enough, right? So you fill out the PDF, you check off whether or not they were in the military or whether they received Social Security, shit like that. And then I'll make you almost like a cameo. It's a private one-on-one 5-minute max video where I have a nice, respectful conversation with your loved one to try and root out the brainworms. For the low price of $47. It is available on the Patreon. Also, to TikTok, real quick. You could buy some of this dope-ass merch. This is the Stick to History line. Stick to History mug, Stick to History hoodie. You can buy some of that merch at valentivideos.myshopify.com. You can click the beacons.ai link in my bio, and it'll take you right over to it. All right. Help me out. McCarthy. McNamara. We need Nixon. Oh, McCarthy, McNamara, JFK. We need Nixon. I am not a crook. I am not a crook. I am not a crook.
And I want to say this to the television audience. I made my mistakes. But in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
Sounds like something a crook would say. Right? Right? Imagine if I just went live on TikTok and it was like, hey guys, real quick, I just want to let you know, I am not a crook. Whatever they say about me, I am not a crook. Brother, what? Brother, what? Brother, why are you saying this? Brother, what? Brother, what? Brother, what? You may be a crook. Oh, it's so silly. Also, isn't there something of Nixon sweating his balls off? Yeah, give me the video of Nixon getting drippy. Is this when he was drippy? Anybody know when, which debate was he drippy? It was the 1960, during 1960 debate. That I do agree with you. Most people don't know that college is affordable through the community college route, but also most schools don't inform their students on how to properly get financial aid. Yeah, on top of that, a lot of red states, they just don't offer, the benefits that you would expect them to. Like we have SUNY schools in New York, right? Excuse me. And that makes it a lot cheaper to go to college. And we also have, community colleges. People don't understand that you can still get a college education and not waste fucking, $100,000 by going to Harvard. And that's why I've always been a big proponent of giving options, where there should be an option for people to go to, some sort of school that is absolutely free, because you've been paying for your tuition through tax dollars over the past, 20 years. But if you do want to go to Harvard and you got the money to go to Harvard, then you can go ahead and go to Harvard. You know what I'm saying? Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. State University in New York. I'll show you. A SUNY school refers to any of the public colleges and universities within the State University of New York system, which is the largest comprehensive public university system in the United States. This is why New York is literally superior to all other 49 states. SUNY is a system of public colleges and universities in the state of New York. The system encompasses community colleges, universities, and graduate schools. SUNY is one of the largest comprehensive systems of universities, colleges, and community college in the United States, serving approximately 1.3 million students across 64 campuses. SUNY offers a wide array of majors and programs with over 7,000 degree and certificate programs. Some well-known SUNY schools include Binghamton University, the University at Buffalo, and Empire State University. Most New Yorkers can find a SUNY campus within a 15-mile radius. It's just, we're just a superior state. We're simply a superior state. Oh, we got a dedicated hate watcher. Stephen Corey, welcome back, brother. Welcome back. Are you going to deflect if you're wrong on April 20th? Of course. I can't be wrong. I've never been wrong. You ain't never going to catch me admitting it. Does that trigger you? Oh, no. Rule number 3, never admit defeat. Don't blame me, blame Donnie. Why can't... Give me the fucking video, dog. If more states had the SUNY or UC networks, it would be more competitive and force overpriced private ones to reform. My mom works for a community college, and one of the benefits was free credit hours for her kids. Only reason I'm in college, to be honest. That's great. My wife went to SUNY Binghamton. She's way smarter than Chris. Matt, your wife's a dumbass. I'm kidding. Abby, if you're watching this, fucking Matt paid me to say that. What does Trump have to gain by declaring martial law? He gets more power. Have you ever known Donald Trump to turn down more power? Brother, he invoked the Insurrection Act of 1798. He already has the powers of a wartime president, and we're not even in war. This is what he's doing. He's allocating as much power as he possibly can. Why the fuck wouldn't he? And Ragnar, it's not to say that Trump is going to randomly declare martial law on April 20th. April 20th is the deadline for Pete Hegseth to decide whether or not Donald Trump should declare martial law. It's not like Donald Trump goes, well, I'm doing it now. That is the deadline. It is either yes or no. In that situation, do you think that Pete Hegseth says, yes, sir, you should do it, or no? Also, he asked to declare martial law during his first term after, the BLM riots. Aldrich Ames, Soviet spy. I'm also going to make a Google Doc with these links so I don't have to have all of these links up because I'm going to start losing frames any second. So let's get this up. So let me just start copy and pasting these links. I was in TikTok chat. Hello. That's far-fetched. What is far-fetched? You please explain to me what is far-fetched about what I said. What is far-fetched? He signed an executive order on January 20th. The paper is there. It says Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem have exactly 90 days to decide whether or not we have been invaded at the southern border. And due to the invasion at the southern border, they would declare the Insurrection Act. This is on paper. 90 days after January 20th is April 20th. That's the deadline. Why do you think they keep... Oh, I'm sorry, Ragnar the Red. Regardless, I'm going to keep going. Why do you think they keep on saying it's an invasion at the southern border? It's an invasion at the southern border. It's because the Alien and Sedition Acts say if you're being invaded, you can declare martial law. Fucking God. I can't explain this shit over and over and over again. Why can't I send a super chat? The fuck do you mean? You can't send a super chat? Why can't you send a super chat? That's stupid. Stream dashboard. Enable monetization. Why isn't fucking monetization on? Stream settings. How the fuck do you edit? Ah, is this it? Monetization. Monetization on. I don't give a fuck about this. Save. There you go. Is that it? You should be able to send super chats now. Right? Somebody try to send a fucking super chat. Make it like 50 cents. I don't give a shit. Make it work. Did I fix it? Did I fix it? I can't do the American Eagle screech right now. I can't. It hurts. It hurtsies. Yeah, there we go. Super chat just came through. We're good. See? Thank you for the $2. But yeah, super chat is good. Thank you for the $2, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another $2. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Does the cult end when he's gone? No, it doesn't. That's not how cults work. A new person will take over. Want to play Mech Warrior? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Luigi,
on his news
shush.
conference on August 24th.
Thank you for the $2, Chronicle. I appreciate that. There we go. All right, we cleared out a lot of those fucking tabs. You never talk about the cultism on the left? Because there is no cultism on the left. There's no cult leader. There's no red hat wearing with the same fucking thing. There's no chanting the same slogan. There's no signs. There's no changing your clan tag. There is no cult on the left. Who's the cult leader? George Soros? It doesn't exist. Woke is a definite cult. It is absolutely not a cult. Literally, do you even know what woke means, you stupid fuck? Tell me what woke means. Need the source of this martial law comment to convince my dad? Sure. Trump, Jan 20, executive order. Where is it? Which fucking executive order was it? Valenti, help me out here. Ah, here it is. Here it is. So you could tell your father to look up the Insurrection Act of 1807. On January 20th, 2025, Trump signed an executive order requiring the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, within 90 days to submit to the president a joint report about, quote, the conditions at the southern border of the United States and any recommendations regarding additional actions that may be necessary to obtain operational control of the southern border, including whether to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. If you declare the Insurrection Act of 1807, the President of the United States can declare martial law. This isn't me. It's in black and white. It's in black and white. I gotta drag the puzzle piece to prove I'm still alive. Oh, Vincent Zaylor, dedicated hate watcher. Hello, buddy. Hello. So, to the hate watchers, I'm going to read this again. Whether you hate me or love me, I'm just reading it, okay? And you just tell me what you think. On January 20th, 2025, Trump signed an executive order requiring the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, to, within 90 days, that 90-day mark is April 20th, submit to the President a joint report, quote, about the conditions at the southern border of the United States and any recommendations regarding additional actions that may be necessary to obtain complete operational control of the southern border. Now, here's the meat and potatoes, including whether or not to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. Now, the Insurrection Act of 1807 is very clear, okay? It says that if the nation is at war or being invaded, that you can invoke the Insurrection Act and declare martial law, right? What has Donald Trump and the GOP been saying about the southern border? They've been saying that this is an invasion. We've been invaded from the southern border. Now, Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem are literal Trump sycophants. They're yes men. They're loyalists. Invoking the Insurrection Act would give Trump more power. I do not have faith that they will tell him, no, sir, the problem at the southern border is not an invasion. You do not need to invoke the Insurrection Act. I do not have faith in that. If you do, more power to you. I do not. You just fearmonger? So, Champion's Edge, you think that they will tell Donald Trump it's not an invasion at the southern border? Well, let me just ask you, Champions, do you think it's an invasion at the southern border? Do they not have showers where you live? I'm a leftist, bro. I don't shower. Not a thing. The seagulls are out. So, Champion's Edge, you say yes, it is an invasion at the southern border. So then, do you understand that the Insurrection Act says if your nation is being invaded, you can declare martial law? You at least understand that, right? Take Trump out of the equation. That's the Insurrection Act. You understand that, yes? We're just going to go piece by piece here. You don't need to fucking hate me, okay? We're just talking now. Yeah, but it's an invasion, but not like a country invading. I agree, it's not like a country invading, and that's the thing. The Insurrection Act, it didn't make it very clear what a quote-unquote invasion meant. But back then, I'm frankly certain they were not stupid enough, like Donald Trump, to use the word invasion about migrants coming over illegally. But this is why Trump has been using the word invasion. This is why you said you would call it an invasion. It's because you've been hearing it for years. They keep feeding it into your ears. So you understand, you've already come to terms with this, with you think it's an invasion, and you understand that if a nation is actually being invaded under the Insurrection Act, you can declare martial law. So you understand that on April 20th, Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem must tell him whether or not to invoke the act, yes? You at least understand that that has to happen on April 20th. It's either yes, sir, or no, sir. You get that, right? We're working through this piece by piece, okay? Okay. So please tell me how, you're saying you understand everything that I said. How is anything that I said fear-mongering? Because that's how this started. You said you're a fear-mongerer. You just admitted that, like, everything I said is real. But you just think that Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem will say, no, don't do it. And I think that they'll say yes. Okay? So how is what I said fear-mongering? See? We can come to conclusions. It's possible. Vincent, if you want me to reply to your comments, come over to YouTube, man. I'm not reading the TikTok chats. That's why it says it over here. You call him a fascist like he's Hitler or something. Okay, so what you just did was deport the goalpost. Let's stay where we are. How is what I said fear-mongering if you're admitting that you agree with everything that we just pointed out, but you just think they're going to say no and I said yes? We're not just going to move past it. I know this is what Republicans like to do, but let's try to stay on topic, sweet boy. Hello, vast unknown. Welcome, welcome. I just don't think he's going to invoke it. That's your right to think. My question is, how is what I said fear-mongering, which is what you claimed? Oh. This behavior is unhealthy. Please go get a mental health evaluation. Please care about you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I think illegal immigration shouldn't exist. We were made by immigrants. We should let people who need help in, not subject them to years of waiting to only be told no. I agree. It's not fear-mongering, but it's still induced fear. Yeah, life is fucking scary. I mean, overall, and with this, when you make a vid saying Trump's going to declare martial law, it scares people. Yeah, reality is scary. Donald Trump can declare martial law on April 20th, depending on what Pete Hegseth says. And I 100% believe he will. And I have a large following. So it's my duty to try and prepare and warn people for what I believe is the inevitable fucking future. If I'm wrong, which I've never been before, I won't admit it. And there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you, Starry Angel, for becoming a loyalist. Welcome to the channel. I am your perfect and humble leader, Chris Valenti, and I've never done wrong. Anyway, let's keep thinking. We need more idiots through American history. More stupid shit. Oh, I mean, we got to talk about Watergate. Oh, wait, we got that Soviet spy Matt was talking about. Okay. But how is this guy a fucking idiot, Matt? How are you going to claim that this guy's an idiot if he was just a Soviet spy? George H.W. Bush was the CIA director. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yay. When was he the CIA director? For how long? (1976). From Jan 30th, 1976 to January 20th, 1977. So just under a year. Just under a year. You ever get off that chair? No, dude, my ass is fucking merged to it. I have become one with the leftism. When I stand up, I'm like a fucking transformer, okay? You're seeing me in half form right now. When I stand up, I turn into kind of one of those like Tesla bots, but it's made out of one of these stream chairs. I crunch and I croak when I walk. It's terrible, bro. You have no idea. I haven't showered in 4 years. 4 years I haven't showered. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You should smell my funk. It'll knock you out. Pungent. It's banned in 7 nations. Molecular fusion of ass meat and leather chair. You got no fucking idea. You got no fucking idea. No fucking idea. Oh, I think I have the wretched Valenci stench cursing the land. You do not know what you have asked for, young lad. Father, could you tell me the story of the Valenti stench? Yes, my son. Eons ago, before man walked the earth, there was a foul, foul odor. An odor that pierced the nostrils of any and all mammals who craved the sting of air. And that smell was known as the Valenti stench. It has been weaponized and deployed. It's only a matter of time before the stench makes its way overseas. It crashes into the East Coast. What are we gonna do, sir? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Here's what we're gonna do. Right, yeah. It's a Call of Duty, yeah. Yo, you never did a show with that voice. Holy shit, yeah, no, right, yeah, fucking hell. You're jerking it? Alright, you're gonna get banned. I'm kidding. You're not gonna get banned, but you are gonna be put in the corner for 60 seconds to think about what the fuck you just said. Because that's criminal. Straight into the timeout zone. You're gonna think about what you said. Right into the corner. There he goes. Right into the fucking corner. Oi, Huey. I'm gonna need you to go into that there evil arse rape building. Oi, Huey. Homelander done rizzed up me wife. Nicked me boy. Right, it's in that there building, yeah. I'm gonna need you. Go in there. And get him out. You're gonna love it. Be fucking diabolical. Yeah. I also need more coffee. Getting more coffee. You stay here. Nobody leave. I'm gonna bring TikTok with me. Come on, TikTok. Let's go get more coffee. Oh, we need to know your thoughts on John Pork and Tim Cheese. I'm hardcore on Tim Cheese's side. I heard about John Pork, and that is disgusting. Disgusting. You'll never catch me standing on the side of John Pork ever again. Hi, Beans. Hi, Bean. Hi, handsome boy. Handsome boy, handsome. Well, have a good one, brother. It was a good run, but speak the whole truth, not just stuff that makes you look right. Much love. This isn't a fucking airport, dude. You don't need to announce your departure. Nobody gives a shit. Have a good one. I have a question. What's happening around with the education department? Got told to shut down? Yeah, the Trump regime is shutting down the Department of Education, trying to give the power of education back to the states. Ross Perot, that'd be a good example. Ross Perot was an American businessman, politician, and philanthropist. He was the founder and chief executive of Electronic Data Systems and Perot Systems. Let me plug this in. Ugh. He ran an independent campaign in the 1992 U.S. presidential election and third-party campaign in the 1996 U.S. presidential election as the nominee of the Reform Party, which was formed by grassroots supporters of Perot's 1992 campaign. Although he failed to carry a single state in either election, both campaigns were among the strongest presidential showings by a third party or independent candidate in U.S. history. I don't think you can call him an idiot. I don't think you can do that. Sip of this coffee. All right, we're not going to do Aldrich Ames. That's just a spy. Oh, we got to do Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. We need that. We need this. Is this on Facebook? I'm not fucking opening Facebook. Shut the fuck up. We're losing frames. We're losing frames. You respond to TikTok? No. Wake up, monetize Chris, repeat. Thank you, Retro Cypress. I appreciate that. Where's the volume?
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never
Look at his
told
grin.
anybody to lie. Not
Look at
a
his
single
grin.
time. Never.
That's my president. That's my president.
These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
Attaboy, 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 Billy, attaboy, Billy, attaboy, Billy. You probably did what Bill Clinton did? Yeah, bro, get sloppy underneath the desk? Absolutely. Fuck yeah. Now I need Bill Clinton on the saxophone, just shredding it. Nah, this guy fucks. Matt, I see your fucking text. I'm actually putting you in the corner. Yeah, can't handle it. Too much. Too much. Too much at once. I know the frames are fucking dropping. I know the frames are fucking dropping. I see it. I'm aware. It happens. I have a dog shit computer. It'll reset in a second. It will reset in a moment. There's no need to worry. Yeah, no, YouTube could not handle a Bill Clinton sax solo. Matt, I don't care if you're my brother. I will remove your mod status if you send frozen. You need to fucking learn. I see the messages even when it's frozen. You even texted me. I know you're trying to help, but fucking send one message. I also get a notification when it freezes. Most advanced leftist setup. Yeah, dude, you want to know why? It's because I don't get funding from the GOP. Like Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder or Charlie Kirk or Tim Pool. It's because I have to fund it myself. Massive delay now because of the lag. This is still bad. You get paid by the DNC? Are you serious? Is that actually what you think? You think I get funding? I'm a fucking leftist, dude. I'm sure you don't know what that is. But you think that I get funded to tell you that Kamala Harris was a dog shit candidate? You think I get funded to tell you that Nancy Pelosi is a piece of shit insider trader? You think I'm funded to tell you that Chuck Schumer's a coward and Hakeem Jeffries is almost brave? Do you actually think this? Is that actually what you think? Or are you trolling? See, this is my point. This is why I say the right actually has mental disabilities, because anybody who opposes them, they immediately assume must be being funded to have their ideology. No, but you get money? Really? Who's paying me? You know how I get money? Buying the merch, using the 40% off discount on Ground News, becoming a member, donating to the Patreon. That's how I get fucking money. Ads on YouTube. Like Harry and Dean. So you are serious. You think I get paid by the DNC? Oh, you are, dude, you have a mental illness. You need professional help. I understand that there's people who get paid by the DNC. That exists. I'm not one of them. Why wasn't I invited to the DNC then? You know? Harry, Sasan, and Dean get money. You do too. By the way, the version of 2 that you meant to use has an extra O at the end. But I don't know if those two get money, but even if they do, why do you think that I do? Because they do. I've never met those people. I've never met Kamala Harris or Barack Obama. I wasn't at the DNC. Why do you think I'm a liberal? I'm not a liberal. By the way, just so you know, Harris, Hassan, Dean Parker, all those kids, they would probably disagree with all of my beliefs because I'm a democratic socialist. I'm not a fucking liberal. But I'm certain you don't know the difference between those two. You met Hillary? Yeah, as a child. at a Memorial Day parade. You are an agent? An agent of what? Mossad? From a non-American POV, the American Democratic Party is definitely not as left as the normal left-wing party, more like center or right of center. I know, but most Americans don't understand this. That like Kamala Harris, if you compared her to like a leftist from, I don't know, fucking Germany, she's a Republican. I'm much further to the left than the Democrat Party. He did not deny it. Yeah, bro. I'm an agent for Mossad. 100%. Yeah. 27-year-old kid born in New York. 100%. Just seems suspicious all the people you repost get paid by the DNC. What the fuck are you talking about? The people So your logic is that because I repost a video that I agree with, I'm getting paid by the DNC to what? Repost? That'd be a sick fucking deal. You're telling me I don't even need to make content? I just need to repost other people's content? And the Democratic National Convention will send me money? Fucking where do I sign up? Where do I sign up? That'd be fantastic. I don't even gotta make the content? Fuck yeah, dude. Send me the link. Send me the link. What the fuck? This is why I say modern conservatism is an actual mental illness. It's an actual mental illness. By the way, guys, start dropping some of those stickers. I want to see the stickers in the chat. We got new stickers. Use the fucking stickers in the chat. Yeah, dude. Oh my God, if I could get the DNC to pay for my geek bars. Oof! Now that's a life. Your apartment looks nice, so I don't know. My apartment looks nice? Brother, that's made of blunt wraps. What the fuck? You have a mental illness, dude. You need help. You need really professional help. Oh my God, you need professional help. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're so fucking doomed as a society. Yeah, your apartment looks nice, so you must be a CIA agent. We're fucked. We're so fucked. We're so cooked. Oh, probably got infected by Hillary as a child. Yeah, we're cooked. American education has collapsed. Nice apartment. Better than mine. Must be Mossad. No, this guy's got long hair. He's got to be a Chinese communist spy. He must be. Я готов отвечать. 0, 4, развед. Live restricted for some audiences on TikTok. I love that. I love that. I'm ending the live on TikTok. I'm starting it again after I respond to some texts. Oh, Jesus. 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 All right. Oh. You can't mess with God's country? You calling the United States God's country? What do you mean by that? I'm genuinely curious. What do you mean by God's country? What does that mean to you? Trump's bringing back common sense to the U.S. and Christianity, but you support Bill Clinton. All right, so me making a couple of jokes about Bill Clinton is not supporting Bill Clinton. I was making some jokes. Legalize comedy. It's like the left wants to make comedy illegal. I am become meme, regardless. Trump is bringing back common sense to the U.S. I don't know exactly what you mean by common sense, but I think that something like common sense would be term limits for the Supreme Court, term limits for Congress. You're not allowed to participate in insider trading if you're an elected official. All of this, by the way, is propositions from the left, like Ro Khanna, Zohran Mamdani. Regardless, that's what I think of when I think of common sense. And then also, what do you mean Trump is bringing back Christianity when this has never been a Christian nation? The founding fathers were not Christian. They also embedded within the Constitution a separation of church and state and made it quite clear that this is a secular society. We have not ever been a Christian nation, and we will never be a Christian nation as long as people like myself are still here, because we will refuse to bend the knee and kiss the ring. Common sense, like making our schools not teach trans ideology. So can you tell me what trans ideology is? Or do you just mean not telling children that trans people exist? Is that what you mean? Common sense is just not telling kids that trans people exist so that by the time they encounter a trans person for the first time, they're like, what the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? I don't know. Because I'd like to raise you a question. Would you say that it's okay to teach a 5-year-old child that if they commit a sin, they will burn in eternal hellfire? Do you think that's normal? They exist. Kids know that. No, kids do not know that trans people exist. I'm sure you didn't know what a trans person was when you were fucking 7 or 8 years old. But teaching kids that there are multiple genders and they can be whatever they want, it's like a storybook. Oh, brother, you don't get to talk about storybooks when you're preaching Christianity. Are you fucking out of your mind? Pot, kettle, black. You're bringing up storybooks? And you're telling us that we should have laws that are based on a fucking storybook? Brother. Are you fucking for real? Holy shit. Oh, God. It's unbelievable. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, one might even say. Teaching kids that love can be shared by two dudes? Nah. Tell them they'll burn forever if they lie to their mother. Yeah, no, these people don't know what a King James Bible is, Maya. They don't understand that there have been multiple iterations of the Bible throughout the past 2,000 years, and that the version they're reading right now is nowhere even similar to the original. That's not something that you can bring up to a modern Christian zealot. One's truth and the other's not. There you go, see? You don't even understand your own religion. Do you know what faith means? Faith means having a belief in something despite the lack of evidence, right? If you have faith in Jesus Christ, that's like more power to you. That's very impressive. But it means that you have no proof of the story, and yet you have faith. If you had proof, you wouldn't need faith. For example, you might have faith that there's a cup of coffee right there, but you don't got proof. Now, excuse me. You've got proof, right? You no longer need to have faith that I'm holding a mug. You have proof that I'm holding a mug. Shut up, dork. Best civilizations in history have been based on religion. You're a dumbass with a neckbeard. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to trigger you. Whoopsie-bo-boopsie. But yeah, no, you're right. Some of the best nations on planet Earth were built from, religious institutions. Like, I don't know, the Holy Roman Empire, who did not believe in your God. I don't know, maybe the fucking Chinese, who did not believe in your God. Maybe the Ottoman Empire, who did not believe in your God. Maybe the Native Americans, who did not believe in your God. I don't know. We have evidence, but faith fills that gap to truth. No, you don't. There has never been a single piece of evidence that any religion is true. If there was evidence that your God was real, it would be the only fucking news story ever. And there also wouldn't be anybody who doesn't believe in it because there'd be, guess what? Evidence. But I don't think you even understand what the word evidence means. If there was evidence of God's existence, everybody would be a believer because now you don't have to have faith. There's evidence. Like if he fucking opened up the clouds and went, yo, it's pronounced Jod, and then left. There we go. God's real. Or Jod. My apologies. What fun facts do you know about Charles Manson, the Beach Boys things, Roman Polanski, or MK Ultra? I know a bit about MK Ultra. I don't know too much about Charles Manson, or the Beach Boys thing, or Roman Polanski. But I know that MK Ultra was like it was a CIA program where that's where they invented LSD. Charles Manson was in the MK Ultra program. So was the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski. Ritsu, thank you for the $1, Ritsu not found. I appreciate that. Holy Roman Empire was Christian, though. No, they weren't. What the fuck are you talking about? They praised the Roman gods. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. The Holy Roman Empire and the Roman Empire are two completely different fucking things. My bad. But the Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman. And yes, they did praise the Christian God, but they didn't practice what they fucking preached. Hail Sobek! Yeah, I immediately corrected myself, prehistorical. I mean, listen, I think everybody should have faith in the flying spaghetti monster. Oh, I almost knocked over my fucking lamp just now. Holy shit. There's evidence Jesus existed, and most people know that. There's no evidence of any supernatural things because that's the point. Yeah, real Christians know that. If there was evidence that Jesus was the Son of God, then everybody would be a fucking Christian. Thank you for the $2, Starry Angel. I appreciate that. $5. Yo, Chris, I asked ChatGPT to write a story about a dystopian Trump presidency that I think you'd like. It's 25 pages and 14 chapters. You want it? No, thank you. I appreciate the $5, though. But listen, you write it yourself and I'll read it. But I don't give a shit what ChatGPT had to say. What about the empty tomb? How can that happen? Just asking. Don't get mad, bro. Chill. Dude, there's like fucking million explanations for. First of all, everything you're saying, what about the empty tomb? This is all based on a book that was written hundreds of years after the event happened. You don't even know if that's fucking true, dude. How do you. The easiest. Listen, how do you know that the tomb was empty? All I have to keep saying is, how do you know? And then maybe you will understand what the word faith means. How do you know that the tomb was empty? Money time. Thank you, Retro Cypress, for the $2. $2. Appreciate that. What evidence do you have that George Washington existed? A litany of evidence. If you're trolling, good troll. If you're serious, you're a fucking idiot. The apostles teach it orally, and then later they wrote it down in Greek. Okay, how do you know the apostles weren't lying? Are you seeing what I'm getting at? Everything, your entire belief system is based on the word belief. The reason why you think that they're not lying is because you believe they're not lying. It's fucking belief, faith. That's what religion is. Holy shit. I can't believe I have to explain this to somebody. How is this not something? This is something a fucking child could understand. This is something a child could understand. Charles Manson, I don't know too much. I know that Charles Manson and Ted Kaczynski were part of MK Ultra. They were some of the people that were experimented on. I just answered you, Manny. How's your Saturday? Very good. Pit sweat? Yeah, bro. I'm a man. I sweat. I got hairy armpits. He gave me the $2 bill, and that's enough for me. Excuse me. Oof. Faith is just another word for hope. Nice. I love the sticker of Ovey losing his shit. That's Ovey screaming at me anytime I like post a video 2 hours too late. You look nervous? Why? Because I'm shaking my leg? No, I just have ADHD and I'm riddled with coffee right now. Riddled. Riddled! My state is about to pass the Stand with Israel Act, and schools won't get funding for protesting against Israel. Yeah, that's because the United States is beholden to AIPAC, and Donald Trump is Israel's puppet. So was Joe Biden. So was Kamala Harris. Nettie Winslow just became another loyalist. Became a loyalist for another month. Thank you, Nettie Winslow. Could we get a W Nettie? W Nettie? W Nettie? W Nettie. Are you an atheist? No, I'm Norse pagan, but I'm also omnitheistic. It doesn't fucking matter. What I believe doesn't fucking matter. We need Israel, though? Why do we need Israel, Champion's Edge? I'm curious. Why do you think we need Israel? Heard you got canceled? I mean, I'm here, ain't I? Thank you, the big D123. I appreciate that. My Italian-American brother, what happened to our people? They've gotten disgusting. I hate to break the news to you, Richard. We've always been disgusting. We're Danes. We're Waps. We're Guineas. We're Dagos. You can't... Brother, we're fucking rats. Be so fucking for real, dude. We're Danes. Like, listen, we're disgusting, but, like, if, like, a minority is in danger, we're gonna harbor them in the attic. But that's just how we operate. You know what I'm saying? By the way, guys, just so you know, there's a very large delay between me reading your chats and the stream. Whereby Luigi poster? My buddy made this. His name is RJ. Next time I go live, I'll make sure I have a link to his channel. You could buy something from him. Do you think the Pentagon will finally pass an audit this year? No, dude. The Pentagon has never passed an audit, and they never fucking will. We can't find it. $36 billion. Can't find it. I don't know. I don't know if our people will harbor them anymore. You think Tony Two Shirts in Staten Island's going to help an illegal? Yeah, but that guy ain't Italian. That guy's just from Staten Island. He ain't Italian. He loses his Italian card as soon as he refuses to harbor an undocumented immigrant. Come on, we're fucking Danes. Danes. Going to gym downstairs. Peace out, brother. Have a good workout. By the way, TikTok, if you want to read your chats, there's a sticker right there. I'm reading YouTube chat. Head on over to YouTube. Leave a hate comment over there. I'm more likely to respond to it. Who would you like to see run in 2028? Fuck. As a Democrat, I mean, I don't even think the Democrats should fucking run. We need like a new party. But if the Democrats had to pick somebody, I would pray to God that they would pick Bernie or probably Bernie and AOC. That's the ticket. But even so, that wouldn't be enough to beat Trump. Well, on Charlie Kirk, he's a coward. You know, he purposefully sets up his debates in like college campuses where he can debate like freshmen, you know. The 1 or 2 times that he's actually debated somebody on his level, somebody like Hassan Piker, he got fucking creamed. Excuse me. Bernie's a communist, bro. No, he's not. He's a democratic socialist, and so am I. It's not your fault that you don't know the difference between democratic socialism and communism. That is intentional. The American education system is horrendous, but on top of that, we are currently living through the 3rd Red Scare. There have been 2 Red Scares beforehand, and the entire education system is designed to make you think that democratic socialism and communism are the same thing, and that communism is inherently evil. So that's not your fault either. It's not your fault. Charlie Kirk also debated Kyle Kulinski and got fucking shredded. There is a serious delay between your TikTok live. I know, dude. I don't know how to fix that. Let me see if I could fix that. No, I would have to end the live to fix the latency. I think. Yeah, I'd have to end the live and start it again for ultra low latency. Which I could do, if you guys want. You guys want me to do that? I mean, I could. Yeah, I know the YouTube live is delayed. There's only 3 settings. You could do like a huge delay. You could do low latency, which is a minor delay. Or you could do ultra low latency, which is practically no delay. I have it on low latency, which means there's like a 5 to 10 second delay, okay, between what I'm saying and when you receive it. Ultra low latency would make it between like a 2 and 3 second delay. But then the thing is, you guys are seeing that I already have high CPU usage. Look at my hand, right? It's already, I have a really shitty computer, you know? So, I don't know what you want from me. There's no lag for you. I'm not talking to you, TikTok. I'm talking to YouTube. Like, we're live on YouTube. This is where the juice is. Fix my lag by adding RAM. I don't know how to add RAM. I don't know how to add RAM at all. Retro, I love that. You ever hear of MAGA communism? I think what you're talking about is like the MAGA people who are so deep in the cult that they're unironically advocating for communism as long as it's built around having Donald Trump as the supreme leader. Yes, I think I know what you're talking about. They don't know that they're advocating for communism, but Nah, we are getting a new computer. Well, let's just order that computer. If you can just, like, find the link, we'll order it today. I got the money. Well, I mean, I don't, but I'll spend the money. Yeah, why don't you use that DNC money? Exactly, dude, exactly. If I'm funded by the DNC, why am I streaming from a yoga? Riddle me this, MAGA. Riddle me this. I am going to have to end the live soon, probably around 2 o'clock, because I have to make this fucking video for tonight. Who painted that? Oh, I don't know. I bought that shit off Amazon. The New York. Yeah. What's the new video going to be about? Well, it's Saturday, which means we're doing a historical deep dive. And I was thinking that on the topic of, like, Pete Hegseth being a dumbass and the, sec def, we would talk about some other famous dumbasses throughout American politics, so you understand that stupidity and idiocy within American politics is not new. Things like Robert McNamara, the sec def during the Vietnam War, who famously deployed McNamara's morons, 100,000 soldiers who had incredibly low IQ and were, 3 times more likely to die in combat. They committed all this friendly fire. Also pulling up Nixon, being like, I am not a crook, and also, like, sweating during his debate. Maybe Bill Clinton coming out and saying, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And then it turns out he did. All sorts of shit. Hillary Clinton maybe pulling out going, what did she say? She said, we should Pokemon Go to the polls. I want to bring out moments of complete fucking idiocy. How do I know it's independent media? Broski, we're running on a yoga laptop. Yeah, no, literally. If you guys got any names you want to throw in there, some stupid-ass American politics throughout history, American politicians, and the shit that they've said. Historically, too, we're looking for people from the past. Saturday, we do history deep dives. Yeah, guys, Trump is an easy one. We're talking about fucking ones from the past. FDR. What the fuck did FDR do wrong? Still mad at me, bro? I don't know who you are. Frederick Bishop. No, that's British. I need Americans. Americans only. America. America first. America first. Andrew Jackson wasn't stupid. He was just evil. William Henry Harrison. George W. Bush, mission accomplished. Yes, we need that. Absolutely got to add that. Let me throw that in the Google Doc. Mission accomplished. That's needed. Are you always on the wrong side of everything? Because it sure seems like it. Please tell me what I'm on the wrong side of, Todd Ramirez. Use your words, brave boy. Tell me. What am I on the wrong side of? Woodrow Wilson, that's a good idea. Woody! Absolutely America first. America first, brother. America first. Oh, how about Hoovervilles? Talk about Hoovervilles. Yeah. We could talk about Hooverville a little bit. Oh, my manager is texting me. TikTok, stay here. I gotta respond to my manager. Todd is a bot. He might be. What do you say? Morgan Freeman's awesome. This guy yapping and flapping his gums, not so much. Yeah, I think he's a bot. Probably. All right, so we got Hoovervilles. What else do we want? Yeah, we're looking for fucking dumbass moments. Moments where Americans saw their leaders and went, oh my God, they're like idiots. You know, that's what I want. Because, like, that's what's going on with Pete Hegseth. You know what I'm saying? Ronald Reagan saying he wants to defund the Department of Education. That's a good one. Cuomo saying his sexual assaults were his culture because he's Italian. There's no shot he said that. There's no fucking shot. Oh, were you talking about when he said, like, kissing people on the cheek is Italian culture? No, that's fair. That is Italian culture. Which president got stuck in the bathtub? Taft. But that's not stupid. That's just fat. He didn't get stuck in the bathtub because he was dumb. He got stuck in the bathtub because he was fat. Todd is speaking in the third person. No, Todd's got your number. Oh, yeah. Gee, no, Todd may actually be a robot. Oh, how about Sarah Palin saying, I can see Russia from my house. Yeah. Palin. Just because I disagree with all the ignorance you spew, I'm not a bot. No, it's not because you disagree. It's because you speak like a robot, brother. You unironically speak like a robot. It's very strange. You mean like when Biden couldn't answer one damn question that was asked to him? I don't even know what you're trying. Oh, you mean, yeah, no, Biden. Give me some fucking, guys, give me some famous moments of Biden being a fucking idiot. Like, give me one. I'll put it in. Corn Pop was a bad dude. What? What do you mean Corn Pop was a bad dude? She never said I could see Russia from my house? All right, well, there she blows. Oh, Biden saying if you didn't vote for me, you're not black. What about some, like, not just dumb shit that people have said, dumb shit that people have done, you know, like what Pete Hegseth and Mike Waltz did was fucking dumb. They added in the editor-in-chief to a group chat discussing war plans with highly classified intelligence. I mean, Watergate, of course. Definitely Watergate. Anthony Weiner. Oh, yeah. Didn't Dick Cheney shoot a guy? Iran-Contra. Oh, was it Reagan or Nixon? One of them, the plane, the SR-71, it's actually called the RS-71, but during the announcement speech, he mispronounced it because of I don't know, a moment of dyslexia. But Richard Nixon calls it the SR-71. And now they instead of correcting him, they just changed the name of the plane. No, Ronald Reagan saying missed me when the balloon popped was hard as fuck. You don't need to like Ronald Reagan to be able to admit, because he was an actor. He had good timing. Actors know what they're doing, hence why I have so many followers. But when that balloon popped and he went, missed me, that's fucking hard as shit, okay? You don't need to like the man to admit that that's hard as shit. Same thing when Trump got yachted, right, and he threw his fist up. That was hard as shit, okay? You don't need to like somebody to admit when something's hard as shit. We already got Bill Clinton on there. Ooh, Ted Cruz. Cancun trip. What is your take on Trump saying we should have 50% of Kuwait's profit? Because GDP? Because the U.S. helped Kuwait in the war? Well, Donald Trump is a warmonger. This is what he does. He just threatens any nation he possibly can. How about Al Gore allowing the presidency to be stolen from him? How about leaving people in Afghanistan? Oh, yeah, dude. Trump's Afghanistan withdrawal plan. That was fucking horrendous. Yeah, Putin did make a comment on Greenland. I have a comprehensive video covering that. You should check it out. Do you like anything Trump has done as president? No. Oh, Bush fooled me once. Bush, fool me. Eric Adams calling every city the blank of America. What do you mean the blank of America? What does that even mean? Does Obama taking a picture with Diddy count? No. Thoughts on Teddy Roosevelt? I love Teddy Roosevelt. What a guy. Trump should take Kuwait first before Greenland. Why are you guys so obsessed with warfare? Why do you guys just love the idea of sending young American men and women to go fight and die in the fucking desert for oil? I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. New York City is the Islamabad of America? What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean?
Everyone knows that New York City is the Athens of America. It's the Istanbul of America. It's the Kyiv of America. It's the soul of America. We are the Tel Aviv of America. New York City is the Islamabad of America. The Zagreb of America. We are the Lima of America. New York City is Mexico City of America. This is the Dublin of America, New York City.
Never been stronger because our troops and our veterans are this nation's backbone. Because farmers are...
Dude, it's so embarrassing. It's so fucking embarrassing. Why did you vote for Trump? I didn't. The U.S. just supporting the Taliban in Afghanistan after the USSR and then going in on a 20 war against them. Yeah, dude, this is what we did. We fucking armed and trained fucking bin Laden with the CIA before the Russian invasion of Afghanistan. We just create our own enemies 20 years before we fight them. It's remarkable. We should expand our empire with force. That would be so cool. Okay, so you're just proudly a warmonger? You're just admitting. And it doesn't surprise me that the same guy who wants Christian nationalism in our school is also a warmonger. You guys unironically want to be the Holy Roman Empire. You want a crusade, don't you? You want a crusade, don't you? It's remarkable. It's unreal. Al, I already answered that, dude. We already talked about that. We already answered it. I gotta plug in my phone. It's gonna die soon. Where the fuck am I supposed to put this and still be able to charge it? That's a terrible spot. Fuck me. Right there. That'll do. I also got to turn the AC on. I'm sweating buckets in here. Sweating buckets. And I'm going to fill up my coffee again. Give me a second. Yo, you know what would be funny? While I'm getting coffee, you know what would be funny? Why don't we have the TikTok chat yell at the YouTube chat? You guys should fight each other for my honor. Here, TikTok. You guys, fucking fight each other. Go ahead. Fucking, it's YouTube versus TikTok right now, alright? I gotta take a piss. Alright, I'm back. Yo, YouTube, what are you doing? Stop looking down there. That's fucking weird. You guys are weird. All right. Fix the camera. Better. Much better. I think we've got a good list for tonight's rabbit hole. Talking about idiots throughout history to get you to understand that Pete Hegseth is not the first time we've put somebody who is deeply unqualified for their position in power. Start off with Joseph McCarthy, Robert McNamara, Project 100,000. We're going to talk about JFK smuggling all these women into the White House, including one of them who was potentially a Nazi spy, right? List of all of JFK's affairs, bringing people into the White House, without security clearances. A little bit of Richard Nixon, with the Watergate scandal. I am not a crook. What else do we got? I believe, what is this? Yeah, I'm not a crook. We got him sweating balls on the first, what is it called? Debate on live television. So wait, let me go back and see what he was saying, because I missed the response there. Where is it? Here it is. The Roman, I'm assuming you meant to spell Roman. The Roman Empire expanded. Why can't we? This nation was based off the Roman Empire or the Roman Republic. Okay, so yeah, why don't you just admit you're a warmonger? You're saying you want to expand the American Empire through conquest? Why? Yeah, I just don't want, to kill people. Copy that, Malen. I'll call you after. I'm going to end the live in the next 5 minutes so I can get to work. America supporting fascism in the Cold War. It's a really good idea, Dave. American support of fascism. I like that. Who said anything about conquest? Read the fucking sticker. That's how our nation got to be where we are now. Why are you avoiding saying it? Just say you support war and conquest. I don't. I don't believe that we should expand our empire through war and conquest. Why don't you just fucking say that you do? Be brave. Say it with your whole ass chest. I stand by my convictions proudly. Why can't you? If you believe in it, why can't you say it? Well, y'all leftist snowflakes ain't going to be able to do it anyways if you want to. I don't even know what that means. It's called All Quiet on the Western Front, Booney. Elliot Roosevelt writing a book about his dad's sex life? What? You would be under British rule if we never fought. Brother, why can't you answer this question? It is such a simple question. This is directly for you, Champion's Edge. Do you support expanding the American empire through war and conquest? Yes or no? It is a very simple question. My answer is no. That is my answer. Thank you, Avi. I will save that link. But yeah, I think we have enough. I think we have enough. I don't know, but look at history, something you should stick to. Speaking of sticking to history, we have the Stick to History mugs that are for sale in the merch shop. So make sure you go down below and you grab yourself a Stick to History mug. They're phenomenal and they're fucking massive. You anti-gun? I always love that question because it's like, are you pro-gun or anti-gun? Because it's like there's a gun on the table. I'm like, come on, gun! Come on! I'm a gun owner. I support the Second Amendment. I also support gun control. There are plenty of weapons that I should not have access to. Luigi's about to bark. Fair warning. Someone on TikTok just called you a Marxist. There's somebody who like commented on one of my videos months ago, and I like Rick rolled on him, and then he changed his name to "Is Chris Valenti a Marxist piece of shit?" and now spends most of his day commenting on my videos and live streams the word yes with an arrow pointing up to his name. It is unironically the most parasocial loser shit I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Probably never shot a gun in your life, son. Incorrect. Incorrect. That is no life behavior. I know. I mean, some of these are probably bots that are programmed to do it. I am such a truth seeker that the Republican right has activated literal Russian bots in order to target me, spam report me. And this isn't like my opinion. I have connects at TikTok where like, yeah, you get between 3,000 and 5,000 reports every single day, usually from bot accounts. I live in the mind of MAGA rent-free. Hey, answer my question from earlier, coward. Do you really think you're so important that I avoided your question from fear? Ask it again, pussy boy. Come on. Just ask it again. You voted Kamala? I did. I would like to meet you in person. That'd be fun. That'd be fantastic. You could get drinks. Do you support offing non-Christians? What? Not what? Ew. Not you, Chris? Oh, okay, good. Crazy. Yeah, I mean, coffee is practically just dirt water. Hey, from Denmark, you think Trump's going to take Greenland? Yes. Yes, I do. Oh, after you saw how the last 4 years went? Yes, I studied history and political science. I recognized the steps to fascism, and I understood even before Donald Trump became the president that he was a neo-fascist surrounding himself with oligarchs. Now that he's the president, I have been vindicated, and every single thing that he has done has been dismantling American democracy and installing neo-fascism and tech feudalism. So yeah, I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I'll be in New York soon, buddy. Did I get you so triggered that you're going to come to New York just to hurt me? Oh, no. Oh, no. These are the same people who coined the word snowflake, by the way. This guy hates my political opinions so much, he's going to come to New York just to beat me up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, we still got Is Chris Valenti a Marxist piece of shit commenting the word yes with an arrow. I'm frankly certain he's got to have commented it over 400 times so far. This is what I mean, that it's got to either be a bot or that if it's not a bot, this is what somebody's doing with their time. They're clicking copy and paste hundreds of times. It's remarkable. Judge me by my enemies. Judge me by my enemies. Everything that she was in control of was a shit show. How she handled the border should have been more than enough. I don't even like Trump, but it goes both ways. Yeah, no, Kamala had a terrible handling of the border. She was not a good candidate. She was a terrible candidate. She was more like a moderate Republican. I don't like Kamala Harris, but I was not going to vote for a fucking fascist. So, and I also believe in the power of voting. I don't believe in sitting out. So I had to vote, and I voted for Kamala Harris. Champ supports killing non-Christians? Where do you see that? What was your question, Alan? Is that true, Alan? Do you support offing people who are not Christians? Not Alan, sorry. Champion, do you support offing people who are not Christians? Because that's a little crazy. Bro ignores every question. Dude, read the sticker. If you want to ask me a question, I'm more likely to respond to it on YouTube. Head on over to YouTube. Thank you for the $2, Emmeline Brown. Talk about the executive order from the 27th not being covered by media. Which one? Because he passed a bunch of executive orders on the 27th. Which one? He refuses to answer the question I asked. Silence is consent. Well, now I'm asking him. Champion, is it true? Do you want to off people who are not Christians? There's no sticker? You guys don't see this sticker right here? The I'm reading YouTube chat sticker? You guys don't see this right here? No? You don't see that? That's... Hold on, let me... How about that? Now do you see it? I'm sorry. I didn't know it was there. I thought it was there. Child labor, basically. Exclusions from federal labor management programs. All right, let me pull it up. White House. Why are MAGA men obsessed with you? Part of it is because a lot of MAGA Republicans are deeply closeted, and my build and my hair makes them feel a little bit of something that they've never felt before, and it makes them very angry. It's the same reason why a lot of MAGA conservatives are so transphobic. They're chasers. They see that type of shit and it turns them on. So the long hair, the beard, the fact that they can't call me a blue-haired SJW, it confuses them and it makes them angry. I don't support that, by the way. Never said that. Okay, so you okay, good, champion. You at least understand that people should be allowed to practice whatever religion they want without fear of persecution? You agree there? People should be allowed to practice whatever religion they want without fear of persecution, yeah? Anyway, let's cover this. Exclusions from Federal Labor Management Relations Program. Chris, your TikTok still doesn't show the sticker? What? How the fuck? Kash Patel keeps removing my sticker. Is it up now? Now can you see the sticker, TikTok? Can you see the sticker now, TikTok? No sticker? I don't know. Champion's Edge says, I just don't care about brokies. Was that your response to me saying that, asking whether you think people should be allowed to practice whatever religion they want without fear of persecution? And your response was, I just don't care about brokies? What the fuck? How the fuck does that have anything to do with what I just said? How does that have to do with anything? All right, let's read some of this, by the way. Okay, let's see. The agency subdivision set forth in Section 3. What's in Section 3? What the fuck? All right, we got to read this from the top in order to process this. I got to read this from the top. You said yes, it's fine? Okay, good. Okay. The agencies and agency subdivisions set forth of this order are hereby determined to have as a primary function intelligence, counterintelligence, investigative, or national security work. It is also hereby determined that Chapter 71 of Title V United States Code cannot be applied to these agencies and agency subdivisions in a manner consistent with national security requirements and considerations. Champion's Edge just goes out of nowhere. He goes, I make $300K a year, by the way. Let me just tell you two things. One, nobody who makes $300K a year goes out saying, by the way, I make $300K a year. Second of all, no shit you support Trump then. No shit. Let's say you do make $300K a year. Yeah, of course you're going to support Trump. He wants to lower your taxes to 0%. Trump's tax policy says that people making over $150,000 a year are going to have to pay 0% in taxes. So, hypothetically, let's say you're not lying. Yeah, makes sense that you would support Trump. You're not the working class. You're not in the working class. Let's see. I need the meat and potatoes from this. This is so much fucking bullshit. What does it even mean? Just a list of shit that what's going to happen to it? I don't understand what the fuck this even means. The national security interests of the United States in ensuring the safety and integrity of the national transportation system require that the Secretary of Transportation have maximum flexibility to cultivate an efficient workforce at the Department of Transportation that is adaptive to new technologies and innovation. Where collective bargaining is incompatible with that mission, the Department of Transportation should not be forced to seek relief through grievances, arbitrations, or administrative proceedings. The Secretary of Transportation is therefore delegated authority under Section 7103 United States Code to issue orders excluding any subdivision of the Department of Transportation, including the FAA, from Federal Service Labor Management Relations statute coverage, or suspending any provision that law with respect to the Department of Transportation installation are actively located outside the 50 states and D.C. Excluding any subdivision of the Department of Transportation from Federal Service Labor Management Relations? I don't even know what the fuck that means. Any of you guys got any fucking explanation to this? Because I really fucking don't. What if we asked ChatGPT to dumb it down for us? We could do that. President Donald Trump issued an executive order on March 27, 2025 that removes collective bargaining rights for federal employees in numerous agencies. Oh, so he's just attacking unions, particularly those involved in national security, intelligence, and related functions. This means that workers in these agents will no longer be able to form or join unions to negotiate employment terms such as wages, benefits, and working conditions. Okay, so yeah, Donald Trump is the anti-union president. We already knew that. The Republican Party fucking hates unions. Oh. Is Chris Valenti a Marxist piece of shit? Ask that question. Come over to YouTube. I'm more likely to answer your questions on YouTube. Removes collective bargaining. This means workers in these agents will no longer be able to form unions or negotiate employment terms such as wages, benefits. The administration justifies this action by citing national security concerns, arguing that union activities could impede operations in sensitive areas. The executive order affects a wide range of departments. Department of State, the Department of Defense, the Department of the Treasury, the Department of Veterans Affairs, the Department of Justice, various subdivisions within the DHS, Homeland Security, Energy, Agriculture, Commerce, and others. This move has been met with strong opposition from federal employee, union, and labor leaders who view it as an attack on workers' rights and a form of union busting. They argue that the order is a retaliatory measure against unions that have challenged the administration's policies and plan to contest it in court. In summary, the executive order significantly limits the ability of many federal employees to engage in collective bargaining. Remember, guys, united we bargain, divided we beg. Particularly those in agencies deemed critical to national security. This action has sparked legal challenges and intensified debates over labor rights within the federal workplace. All right, so yeah, Donald Trump is just the anti-union president. I never want to hear some fucking union voter ever say that, like, Donald Trump is on their side ever again. Never want to hear it again. Champ, you need to calm down a bit? What do you say? He's having a tweak out. Let me go back up and see. Monkey Man thinks the only people who help people get places is a taxi driver. Alan, keep talking, buddy. Alan, respond, coward. Dude, why are you guys fucking tweaking in the chat? Calm down. Take a fucking chill pill. Stick to history, bro. If you want me to stick to history, bro, you should buy some of the Stick to History, bro merch. We've got Stick to History, bro hoodies. We've got Stick to History, bro mugs. You should check it all out. Oh. Hi, Bean. I know I keep saying it, but I'm gonna end the live in 5 minutes. Dude just said my first language is money. That's the cringiest shit I've ever read in my life. That's the cringiest shit I've ever read in my life. Thoughts on Parker and Dean? I like them. They're young, but I like them. They're good kids. They seem like good kids. I mean, it's not like I fucking know them in real life. Can you all stop making fun of me? Shut the fuck up, pussy. Be a man. How'd you go from being the best to a sellout? I'm curious, Big Deli, who do you think bought me? If you think I'm a sellout, somebody had to have bought me, right? Who do you think bought me? This is the one TikTok question I'll try and engage with. You think I'm a sellout? Who do you think bought me? And also, if I'm a sellout, why the fuck am I fucking using a dog shit yoga where I'm losing frames every second? The DNC. Again, you guys think the DNC bought me when I'm telling you that Kamala Harris is a dog shit candidate, Nancy Pelosi is an insider trader, and Chuck Schumer is a coward. I don't understand how you're going to accuse me of being bought out by the DNC when I'm shitting on the DNC daily. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why wasn't I invited to the fucking DNC? So you're a centrist then? No. I'm a fucking leftist, dude. I'm a democratic socialist. I'm further to the left than Kamala Harris. You used to be a great TikToker, but it's sad now views have plummeted. I don't give a fuck about my view rate, dude. This is what I like to do. I get emotional satisfaction out of converting people from the fucking MAGA cult to the OAL. I really do. There's a lot of young people who have swayed to come back to the OAL. What does DNC mean? The Democrat National Convention. It's like the GOP, but for Democrats. You like communism? No. Love your videos, homie. Thank you. Appreciate it. Maybe go back to history and get your views up and get money. That's what I'm saying, bro. If you want me to stick to history, please buy one of these Stick to History Bro mugs or the Stick to History Bro merch, you know? And I would love to go back and just cover fascism of the past, but we're actively living through the rise of fascism in the United States. And, you know, as a straight white male, which is the only voice that these fucking cultists will listen to, it is my obligation to use my voice to speak up. And also, yeah, we can't stick to history because Donald Trump is actively deleting historical documents. Excuse me. I'm half Mexican, man, so how am I racist? Are you trolling? You're trolling, right? I have a black friend. How could I possibly be racist? I'm not even going to entertain that, dude. That's the stupidest shit I've ever read. Little nervous there, buddy? No, I've just had 2 giant fucking cups of coffee. Ginormous cups. And I have ADHD. I always shake my leg. Why do you weirdos hate watch? What do you get out of it? It's parasocial activity, dude. These people are immensely mentally stunted. To sit there hate watching somebody is it's like a sign of a greater mental illness. Thank you, Taylor Weiss. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Love your shirt, by the way. Thank you. Consider buying some merch from the merch store. It's weird. He's shaking like crazy. I genuinely want to help you. I'll be praying for you. Yeah, dude, because prayers fix shaking legs from ADHD. Brother, I'm very highly caffeinated. Yeah, I'm in New York. You seem much less insufferable on your lives than in your videos. Yeah, maybe it's because you fucking watch, like, out-of-context clips from the older millennial, dude. Like, you do know that content creators exist outside of their videos, right? Like, I, go to the grocery store and shit. And I'm also frankly certain that 99% of the working class would agree with everything that I say. There's a reason why the right wing targets me and bans my account and reports all my videos and deploys bots. Like, it's because I spew truth, and it's very easy for me to convert fucking brain-dead MAGA rats back to the OAL. It's incredibly simple because all I have to do is tell you the truth. I promise you, you will agree with 90% of the things that I say about politics. You don't need to just, fucking hate me because the older millennial told you to. You said... No, I never said that, bro. That's insane. I don't wish violence upon anybody. My friend saw you IRL. I wish I was there. That'd be great. What do I mean by the OAL? The only Americans left. There's Democrats, Republicans, communists. There are so many people who do not support Donald Trump. It doesn't make you a fucking radical Marxist, Leninist communist. People like Adam Kinzinger, a registered Republican, has been a Republican congressman his entire fucking life, and he hates Donald Trump. It's not about left or right. It's just about Americans or Trumpians. Bro, on the live, bro? Bro, I'm telling you right now, guys. I don't wish violence upon anybody. You're hearing it from the horse's mouth. Adam is a joke? Why don't you like Adam Kinzinger? Guy was a fucking pilot. He was in the military. Like, if you're a right-wing guy, why would you not like Adam Kinzinger? Oh. Do you think you're spewing hate just like Trump? No. Thank you, Prophet. I needed that. Hey, Chris, I started watching Hassan. I like his stuff. Good shit. Yeah, if you guys like me, you should also probably watch Hassan Piker if you haven't heard of him. What's the OAL? The Only Americans Left. Is it true that there will be large demonstrations across the USA on April 5th? I think so, yeah. No, FAFSA is not going to get thrown out. You're still going to have to pay all of your college loans. Just because the Department of Education is gone doesn't mean that you're going to get a fucking, what is it called? You're going to get like a free pass on college loans. That's never going to happen. The only rules are just don't be fucking weird and no spamming. Would you be friends with somebody who voted for Trump? Yeah, a bunch of my friends did vote for Trump. Granted, every single one of them no longer supports Trump because they're not stupid people. They're watching him dismantle democracy in front of their very eyes. He's got to understand, there's two different Trumps. There's Trump the candidate and there's Trump the president. He said things on in the campaign trail that he did not do. You know, I'm going to lower the price of X. I'm a peaceful dove. We're going to end that war on day one. None of that shit happened. I like guns and want less gun control. The left would never support that. Yeah, I don't support that. I think that we need gun control. I'm a gun owner. I like guns. I don't think I should be allowed to own a fully automatic MG42, but maybe that may call me crazy. I don't know. Now he running LMAO. No wonder you got the FBI at your door. I think you mean Secret Service. It was not the FBI. But yeah, no, I don't wish violence upon anybody. Don't forget Trump the felon. Trump is a felon. You can't own an automatic. Yes, you can. You have to have a Class 3 license. But you can own it, yes. Chris, you really changed my thoughts on Trump for the better. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad. If you manage to get a thermonuclear weapon license, you can own a nuke. Okay, so you're an idiot. That's just stupid. Anybody who wants to carry should also have to train. Yeah, I firmly believe in that. I don't think that you should be able to just go to a store, get a firearm, and leave. I think there should be some sort of fucking protocol where you learn how to safely use it, or you have to prove that you already know how to safely use it. What does gun control mean to you? I guarantee you and I can agree that there is a certain level of weapons, we're not talking guns, just weapons in general, that civilians shouldn't be allowed to own. For example, a fucking tank, right? So gun control to me just means deciding where that line is. There's a line where civilians can own these weapons, but they can't own these weapons. That's all it means to me. Do you wish that he got hit at Butler, Pennsylvania? No, that would have made him a martyr. Last thing that you want is a martyr. Can we own tanks? I think it depends. I think it depends on what state you live in. You can legally own a tank, yeah, but I don't think it can fire. I don't think you can have like a loaded and armed tank that can fire with a functioning cannon. I'm not sure if that's allowed. That's fair. Do you think with the proper licenses and from the government you could allow civilians to? No, but also, dude, please just come over to the YouTube. I don't want to keep looking left and right. Just come over to the fucking YouTube. What is the problem? I don't want to keep looking left and right. The sticker's there. Come on. The sticker isn't there? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Welcome, Aaron Thomas. Welcome, welcome. I don't see it. Well, then just fucking go to YouTube. YouTube, Valenti Videos. For fuck's sake. Oh. Filming Rabbit Hole live or doing it offline? I'm doing it offline. I'm not filming it live. I'm going to get too many skipped frames if I do it live. Just join people. Why are you so mad about people being on TikTok? I'm not mad at all. I'm just I have a sticker there that says I'm only reading YouTube chat. Okay, I switched over from TikTok. Welcome, Ben Mason. Welcome, welcome. You think you have a fix? All right, I'll give you a call. I'm not going to be live for too much longer. I'm sorry. No sticker saying you're only reading. Yeah, I know. I don't know why, but I see it. I see the sticker. Let me try confirming the sticker one more time. Confirm. Check mark. Done. Says it's there. I don't know why it ain't. Yeah, I love the Assassin's Creed games. Water is wet? Shut the fuck up. I'm putting you in the corner for 60 seconds. Think about that. You think about this. Bang. Now you're in the corner for 60 seconds. Second monitor's resolution is causing it. It's in 4K pixels for sizing, but no videos or article you're streaming are in 4K, so we could lower the actual screen's pixel size to Streamlabs and PC level. Oh, okay. Okay. Answer me? Now I'm not gonna. You shut your mouth when you talk to me. I wonder if is Chris Valenti a Marxist piece of shit came over from TikTok. Are you here, brother? I do interviews. I've done a bunch of interviews. I did some when I was at the UN as a delegate, interviewing like survivors of nuclear attacks. Type in Chris Valenti UN, you'll probably find my interviews. Why'd you time me out? Because water's not wet. Are you a yedophile? No. Why is that on your brain, dude? Why is that on your mind? That's so fucking weird, dude. By the way, guys, I'm reading YouTube chat. Head over to YouTube. More likely to read your comments. Trying to have a complete switch over to YouTube and abandon TikTok? Yes. Imagine if Ninja got a low taper fade. Imagine if Ninja got a low taper fade. Nice. All right, we're about to be at 3 hours and 10 minutes. I'll call the live stream here so I can get to work. All right? Thank you for tuning into the live stream. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing. If you want to help out the channel financially, you can become a Patreon on patreon.com. You can also become a member to the channel for $5, give you early access to the videos. You could also buy some of this dope-ass Valenti Videos merch, and you can use a 40% off discount on Ground News down below. You could also send me a super chat and/or donation. Thank you very much for tuning into the live stream. I love you all. I'm going to make this fucking rabbit hole video and get this up so I can enjoy the rest of my Saturday. And again, thank you for tuning in. I love you all. TikTok, make sure you go subscribe on YouTube. All right? All right, guys? Bye. Bye, YouTube. I'll wait for because there's a delay. I'll wait for you to be able to say goodbye.